absolutely intense scenes from Manila. And we come to a much more wide open track, but is it going to get more pedestrian?
It's going to get way quicker. This is the fastest off-road 1/8 track I've ever seen. They are at full whack right round the outside, this massive fairing ring, speeds unheard of. And then it's all about the slow bits, the up and down bits. I've got a much more accurate version of this later before the next race. It's great.
And what everyone's thinking, is it just going to be Ongaro, Ongaro, Ongaro? Practice doesn't tell us that, does it?
Well, no, interesting. They've had 3 rounds of seeding practice, and we had a rather different top 3.
We did. Let's take a look at the highlights of the top 3 press conference from yesterday.
I don't know, the car is feel amazing, the tires, engine, everything is on point, and it's very easy to drive.
Today went well, made a few changes step by step, but at least we've got a good starting point for the qualifying races.
Track is not easy, you have a few blind spots, I would say, which is kind of hard to judge where the car is on the track, and then definitely the triple will make a difference in the qualifiers.
2 laps is one thing, and then being consistent is another, especially on that track. It's very difficult, especially with that triple.
It's going to be more mistakes, I think, that you're going to see from people. So it's definitely going to be the key to stay on the wheels here.
The only problem is the triple, because I don't know if I do single-double or double-single, but for the moment it's okay.
And now with the pole sitter, Marco Barufalo. Marco, yesterday really went very, very well, but of course you managed to put 2 fast laps together. Now you've got to put 9 fast laps together.
I think today is very difficult because the track is difficult. They watered a lot the track, so I think it's slippery in the first laps. And we will see, because also the starting grid was very close. It's very close, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you say they've watered the track, so this is the first time you guys are going to be on the watered versions before it's dried off a couple of rounds, isn't it?
Yeah, I think this is the big difficulty for us in the first round, but let's see.
Marco, thank you very much. And just behind you is the man who is leading the championship. It's Davide Ongaro. Davide, you know, 4th. What's gone wrong?
Yesterday the car was not so good, but yesterday night we did some changing, and I hope today better.
Why is it that you were finding trouble at this track? It's quite a typical European track. I thought, well, no problems. Throw on the standard setup, not an issue.
Yeah, the track is really difficult for me, especially the central part here. And I hope now to make a good start, and we'll see now.
The grid very close together. They've got a proper Formula 1 style grid this time. That gives you opportunity, but also danger.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope to don't make mistakes the first lap.
Brilliant, thank you indeed, Davide. And finally, I'd like to welcome Jorn Neumann. Jorn is one of the 3 drivers who've joined the series. You've already heard from Marco Barufalo. You heard from Elliot Boots in the press conference. Jorn, difficult day yesterday?
Yeah, the track is very dusty, so we need to change a little bit the car setup, but should be all right.
You've come here missing out on round 1. You've got now the experience of just racing. You looking forward to it?
Yeah, of course. I like more racing instead of, like, normally in 8 scale it only counts in the main final, but this time at RCGP it counts all the time, so I like it more.
Jorn, better get up there because they're about to start the warming up. Thank you, Jorn. Thanks to all the drivers. And now let's go back to Matt, who's going to talk you through the grid.
Thanks, Nick. Right, we're about to get underway for the very first round in Europe. We are at the fairing. So, obviously, starting on pole will be Marco Barufalo from Italy, followed by Elliot Boots. You saw all 3 of them, and David Ronefalk. Those 3 guys, the fastest in seeding practice, and we saw them in the press conference just there. Then Davide Ongaro, who won the first 2 rounds, will be on P4. I don't think it's going to be much problem for him to get up there, but this is going to be one hell of a competitive battle. This track is really going to play to his skills. Robert Battier didn't have things his own way in Manila, and he is here on P5. On P6, Juan Carlos Canas, also from Spain in the S-Works. Plenty of S-Works drivers here. Car number 23 will be on position 6. In position 7, Cole Ogden. That's Davide Ronefalk's HB Racing teammate up in the middle of the field. And Carl McBride from Infinity in position 8. Position 9, the first of the JQ Racing drivers. It's Max Mort from Finland. And Jon Neumann, we just heard from him, will be in position number 10. Also from Infinity, it's Lee Martin in P11, followed by another S-Works driver, Michael Widmeyer, who hasn't travelled too far this time. He is from Germany. In P13, the second of the JQ Racing drivers, it's, of course, Joseph Quagrain from Finland. And bringing up the rear will be Patrick Hoffer from Scampi Rosso in position number 14. We are just literally minutes away from the beginning of round 3 of the RCGP World Series. The cars are now on the track for the first time for their warm-up laps. And I will hand you over to our commentator, Mr. Nick Damon.
Thank you indeed, Matt. That is where we're at. Today we're running through the 3-minute of warm-up. The grid you have heard, but the big news really, I think, is that our newcomers have taken first and second, and that the man who we all thought was just uninvincible, actually invincible, has dropped back to fourth, and that's Davide Ungaro. So we'll perhaps have a little bit of a look at where the car's going. Just pick up any car you like at all, Harry, and we'll have a little look around the track. This is his warm-up, and he's gone with the bright green car of Joseph Quagrain. It's very good for cameraman, easy to see. Now, even though they have watered the track, if you looked down that back straight, there was already plenty of dust being kicked up. It is very hot here for Europe, very dry. So the conditions are going to be constantly changing. But the interesting thing is yesterday, the order was RC2, RC2, RCGP. So they always went out on a much drier circuit. Now, those of you new to RCGP, this is the format for today. We have this, the first round of 4 qualifiers. The drivers will, every single race is a race. The drivers get points for finishing, 0 points for first, 2 points second, and the lowest number of points puts you on pole for the first of 2. We have a 2-legged final. The races are 9 laps for, though actually it's actually 9.5 because the way it's scored, for each of these qualifiers. So 9 laps to qualify, and we think 19 for the final. That is still up in the air because we're trying to make it work for a certain amount of time. So we obviously, what we try and do is make the finals as the nearest lap to 15 minutes, but obviously that will become more evident during the day. So that's the format. We also have the RC2, and the RC2, we have 2 heats of that, and we'll be showing that and talking about that immediately after, and there are small gaps between the rounds. So every single time a car hits the track at RCGP round 3, you'll be seeing it full live and streamed, no black screens, and but we do have some nice gaps. You go get a cup of coffee, or perhaps a croissant, or if you're later, if you're over in the Far East, you can perhaps get a nice, I don't know what, bowl of noodles or something. I don't know. Don't get too stereotypical on what we'll eat. So just now running through the back end of the warm-up. So those of you not familiar, this is a race. This is not qualifying, and they're going to race on a start this time on a Formula 1 style grid. So it's side by side. There's not much separation. There's likely to be a huge amount of action. And as you can see, with Mr. Quagrain there is a lovely bridge they can go over. Obviously, if you go over a bridge, you have to go under a bridge as well. And cars will be coming in very soon. And we come in the pits, and they will then be walked out. So if you get the pits, please, Zach. So we have 2 cameras. One of them a bit more suited to pit work. There you are. So it's Barufalo, Boots, Ronefeld, Ongaro, Battle, Canas, Ogden, McBride, Mort, Neumann, Martin, Widmeyer, Quagrain, Hoff. You can see it all on the left-hand side there. They'll be racing for 9.5 laps, or 9 2/3 laps. The actual start-finish is only about, it's actually just one straight back from where they're going to go. And they're going to come out now. And when they get put down the ground, you're going to see just how close they actually are. So this is a little bit of a new challenge for the pitmen. The pitmen obviously used to standing on one side and always putting the cars off the edge. They'll be starting from actual boxes, so much more similar to an electric start, but without the benefit of instant go. You know, these cars have to get the engines running, have a clutch. They're not so happy about sitting doing nothing with the clutch, unlike, for example, you saw large scale here. Large scale cars sit for a long time just ticking over with its usual petrol-based 2-stroke. These are nitro car engine course. This is 1/8 off-road nitro buggy, 3.5 cc's. And over the weekend, we're going to have a bit of a chat with Mario Rossi from Reds, And the cars are going down, so we're about to get round 3 of RCGP, qualifying 1. We're away in just a second. All the cars down, they stand back, let's see what happens. And they're off, and it's a good drive from all the cars. They've got to make, oh, this is very sensible driving by all of them. They kind of backed out of it, and 14 cars streaked down towards us at the hairpin. Spin round, it's still Baruffalo. Boots look up the inside, didn't get it, and Ronald Falk is in 3rd. 4th place looks like it has moved to Ongaro, so they're still currently in grid order in what was a very clean start, as Boots goes at the outside of Baruffalo. So Baruffalo has the red and blue car, Boots there with the white and orange. Boots with the S-Works joining the championship now. Oh, he's been tipped over, and that's a disaster for Elliott because he'll drop back to the bottom of the field. And also rolling there was Baruffalo. So suddenly the top 2 have rolled over, and that leaves the case open for Ronafalk to lead. So Ronafalk leads. 2nd place Ongaro, and 3rd place Ogden. So HB 1st and 3rd. Scampi Rosso in 2nd as they fly over the top tabletop and sweep down at absolute full speed into the camera hairpin. Now inside, oh, and Ogden gets beautiful drive up the inside. So 2nd place is chosen. Now it's HB 1 and 2. So Ronafalk in green and yellow from Ogden in the purple and yellow car. With now 3rd is Ongaro. Ongaro's up to full 3rd. Alternating where he actually was there. You can see the gaps around last time. They're coming down this straight here. Just when they turn left, oh, and a mistake by both of them, and through goes Kyle McBride into the lead. So a simultaneous error by both 1st and 2nd. And now power up the inside, and Ogden gets past me. This is a fantastic opening. So it's now Ogden, McBride, but it looks like, and up the, oh, and trying to get up the inside there was Ongaro, and a terrible bit of drive for Ogden. So Ongaro now goes to 2nd. So it's leading, it's Carl McBride from Australian Infinity. In 2nd, it is the orange wing that is the only man, the current reigning world champion, Davide Ongaro, and the leader of RCGP after 2 rounds. Now in 3rd place, oh, and it's Canas that's hit. That was Canas hitting Ongaro in the air. So let's drop back away from the leader, who's away. That's McBride leading. So the battle now is 2nd, and 2nd place is Cole Ogden. Behind Ogden now is Robert Battle, a wily fox in the orange machine with yellow wheels, has got himself into 2nd. So Ogden, it's leading, it's McBride from Ogden, from Battle from Canas, from Ongaro. So your early leaders, Baruffalo now in 6th, Ronafalk in 8th. So it's not worked out well. So leading quite nicely is the Australian. Now Ogden starting to bridge the gap towards the leader, but in 3rd place, Battle also going in the double single. You can come up and over the bridge, dropping onto the sewer plate section. That actually is manhole covers, that metal section there off the bridge. And Ogden, so we are now turning lap 3 of 9. Actually, it's 3.5 of 9. We had an action-packed start. So they're just still settling down now. Now, don't forget, the unique thing about this is at the end of this round, for round 2, the grid will be reversed. So if we were to stop now and declare Carl McBride the winner, he will start race 2 from 14th place. So now they're powering up away on from the... someone's gone over. Who was that? That was Ogden, I think. So Ogden's dropped right back. So now McBride, who won one of the rounds in Manila, is leading quite comfortably. And then 2nd, 3rd and 4th is very close. 2nd, 3rd and 4th is Battle, Ongaro and Juan Carlos Canas. Canas, who was kind of all at sea in the 1st round of Manila. And then suddenly the 2nd round on Sunday found his mojo. So we're looking at the middle car, which is Ongaro. So Ongaro currently in 3rd, with the orange wing driving in just behind the all-orange car of Robert Battle. So this is a battle that's gone on in many European races, in many different times. They go away on the patio section now. 2nd and 3rd, running together. Battle and Ongaro. The lead from McBride is said to be 2 seconds. I don't think it is, but I might be wrong. It is actually. McBride has managed to pull out beautifully. And the mistake there from Battle has left Canas coming through, and now Ongaro is the man who's going to chase down McBride. So we'll stick with the 3rd, 4th and 5th battle for a second, which is now Canas, Battle, and joining him is Baruffalo after that unfortunate mistake on the first couple of laps. So McBride leads by 1.9 seconds from the chasing Ongaro. We are 5 laps of 9. So they're turning lap 6. It'll say 8, and the last lap will be the lap that says 8, and they'll cross on 9, and that'll be the end. So they don't do the 9th lap as such. And let's get to our leaders. It's now getting close. So the leader now is about to go up and over the bridge, which is McBride, in the red and white Infinity, because he has been hunted down by Ongaro, who has suddenly found the pace. So admittedly, it's mainly because the others made mistakes. So suddenly Ongaro has taken a 1.9 second lead last time round and made it visual. 1st and 2nd together. with 2 laps to go. 3 laps to go. This is getting confused. I'm always confused by this. But what we know in the last, now interesting, McBride got, they come into the camera hairpin, you can see a little of the lead has stretched out here in fairing. Ongaro beautifully there around the fast sweeping hairpin on the patio hairpin. And now come over the triple, which is taken either single-double or double-single. And there's kind of a debate over which way of taking that triple. Come over the sewer section. Now turning in front of us. So you've got the 10 of McBride, and there is Ongaro with the orange wing. And the gap this time round 1.5 seconds. So McBride has 2 laps to do to win this. And interestingly, after a huge gain a couple of laps ago, Ongaro not being able to make that much difference. So again, visually he seems to get closer. I think the flat open sections is definitely, the fast sections are definitely where Ongaro is quicker, whereas McBride, who we're looking at now, is basically fast when we get these tricky bits here. Now, interesting, they're alternating whether they double or single that, or single and double it. As McBride now comes round to begin the last lap, he's got quite a bit of pressure, as Ongaro now has definitely gained this one. So Ongaro right behind him. So Ongaro will be in the same frame, 0.9 of a second. Just there, the first 2 are right together in the first qualifying round of round 3 of RCGP. Ongaro looking to start with a win, and McBride looking to get another win. So it's Infinity from Scuderia, Scambi Ross. And look at Ongaro now looking to get the drive off on the patio. He'll turn left onto the low tabletop. They're right behind now. McBride just needs to keep him back. It's now it's double, single, hop. Bit of a gain there for McBride. There's about 4 corners to go for the Australian to claim a win. The whole of Australia holding its breath. Ongaro getting up the tight, so they've got 2 corners to go. All McBride needs to do now is turn left successfully, and McBride does turn left. McBride wins the first one. So McBride takes it. Second is Ongaro. Who will be third? Third is going to be Canas. Fourth is Robert Battle. Fifth is Barufalo after a mistake at the start, and then also a mistake at the start for Boots takes him in 6th. And that was another bit of classic RCGP racing there. And who'd have thought it? Carl McBride wins it from way down the grid, because he didn't fall over.
Plenty of dramas up on the driver's stand with that accident there from Barufalo. A warning from Mao. Much more than that from both Elliott and Neumann, both very, very disappointed with the standard of driving there. And I think there will be some words. Let's take a look at how that stacked up. So Carl McBride, as you've just seen, the Australian takes the win, followed by Davide Ongaro, Juan Carlos Canas, Robert Bataille, Marco Barufalo. Elliott Boots there made it back up to midway in the pack, whilst David Ronafalk may not be happy with his finishing there. Max Moore, number 8. 9th position finished Patrick Hoffer, Cole Ogden. Both those HB guys were looking very promising at the start, but something fell apart from them. Lee Martin, Jorn Neumann, Joseph Quagrain and Mika Wadmeyer, they will be at the top of the next qualifying race, which will be coming up in around an hour. So let's go back over to Nick. We will be going to Nick in a few minutes so we can listen to what they have to say for themselves. Davide, there's Nick, in the area waiting for the drivers to come down the stand. I think there are some words being spoken there between a number of the drivers. I know for a fact that Elliott Boots was very disappointed. The 2 newcomers, in fact, Jorn Neumann as well, not happy with how that race unfolded. So it'll be interesting to see if Nick is able to grab hold of them when they come down the steps. So we will be listening to a couple of the drivers speaking very soon. But there's just enough time for me to thank BeachRC.com. These are all teams. BeachRC.com, HB Racing, P1 Performer Racing, Infinity, ComSport, MX, Scuderia Scampi Rosso, S-Works, and JQ Racing. They're your teams. Also Reds Racing, Savox Servos, and Hot Race Tyres. So RC2 will be getting underway soon. That was the first of the track action. Important to say that you'll be getting all of the track action streamed to you today. We'll be including RC2. Every moment of RC2 action that happens, there will be a few gaps. There will be a few gaps, but you will not miss a minute of the action because we're bringing all of it to you live from Fairing in Austria. And now we can go over to Nick, who is with Kyle McBride.
Wrangling Australians. It's a nightmare. They wander off to have a barbecue or something. Kyle, well, that was a surprise to us, a surprise to you. Another win, though. Fantastic.
Yeah, I was surprised myself. I mean, I had a good start. It was pretty hectic with that grid on the straight there. I got off to a good start, luckily, kind of just made my way through clean. I think I was in like 4th on the first lap, which was very lucky for me. And yeah, a few guys kind of crashed at the start, and then from there just kind of ran my own race. My car was really good. Just needed to find a bit more speed yesterday. Made a few changes this morning, and it seemed to be working good, so I'm happy.
Yeah, once you got ahead, you seemed to have sometimes the speed, and sometimes Ongaro gaining you. Were you literally going as fast as you can, or trying to measure the gap?
I was just trying to keep it clean. I mean, it's hard out there, it's quite loose, but also very fast-paced. I think I still need to find a bit more corner speed on my car. I feel like Ongaro was catching me through the corners. I was losing a bit of time here and there. But yeah, just staying on all 4 wheels is probably the most important. So.
Carl, thank you very much. And we have our plucky runner-up. Well, 4th from 2nd. That's 2nd from 4th, quite good. But you could have been 1st. You could have been about 9th. It was very, very hectic around you, wasn't it?
Yeah, car now was really good. I made 2 mistakes with some traffic on the 2nd lap. So I tried to catch Kyle, but he was also fast. So now car is improving a lot, so I'm happy.
Your car looks incredibly good on the fast sections. Do you enjoy those?
Yeah, really. Because yesterday, in that part was really slow. So today fast, so really better.
And now you get to start on the back of the row of 14 cars.
That's the problem. We'll see.
Davide, thank you very much. So Davide Ongaro takes 2nd, but your winner and taking 1 point for the championship for both himself and Team Infinity is Kyle McBride. Well, that was a pretty good first race and pretty indicative of the action of head-to-head racing we'll give you. There's 3 more qualifiers, 2 more finals today at round 3 of RCGP, but next up will be RC2.